There you go. So I am down. Hey, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction, Gary. I was happy to be here once again on this podcast, Love, Life, and Work. Today is an exceptional day because today I have my very, very first guest coming up. I met her on Clubhouse. Extraordinary person. As soon as she talked, I heard the heart of gold that she has. Her passion is helping children, helping in the environment, and she's a person with a very strong heart. She's founder and owner of the company called Growing into Health. So that says it all. And she's also a certified laughter yoga. I have no idea what is a certified laughter yoga, so maybe we'll find out. And she also partnered as a co-founder with a I don't know how you say it, but a non-beneficial company, whatever, healing with headbands. So she probably will talk about that also. So I'm very, very happy to introduce to you a person who has a bachelor's in fine arts in interior design from the New York Institute of, I think it was of technology. Maybe I did my homework wrong. Who knows? So I'm very glad to bring up to you. So write down in the comments once she's up here. Yay, yay. And there you go. Joanie Acolla. Hello, Joanie.
Hello, Robert. So good to see you.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm really feeling good. It's morning here in New York. It's beautiful blue sky. Temperature's just perfect. I always wind direction, barometric pressure is just right.
Wind direction. I do that when I put my finger in the ice cream to taste it.
So good to be here. I love this.
So happy that you accepted to be our first guest here on Love, Life, and Heart and Work and whatever. There you go. Blah blah blah. So that's it.
I was actually dreaming about it this morning. I was having a little bit of an anxiety. I don't know why. I guess anytime you go live with shows, I had like, this computer was in a plastic sleeve, and I was trying to tape it to my wall. Couldn't find the right place to tape it. I don't know, weird stuff like that thing.
But you found a great environment. We hear the birds behind you, or I don't know if they're birds, but we hear some chirping.
There's some serious birds going on. It's fall season, and those are starlings.
Starlings. So you see, I'm from Quebec, so I basically talk French. So now I'm gonna have to look up starlings to see what starlings are.
You'll see a lot of positive and negative about them.
Yeah, well, all animals have their positives and positives.
This is so true.
Yeah, but they also have negatives. I don't like spiders.
Okay, there's always that like scale of 1 to 10. Where does a bug fall?
Yeah. So Joanie, on this beautiful, because it's beautiful, and I'm from Quebec, so I'm like above you, so it's probably just as beautiful, just maybe a little colder. But I haven't been outside yet. But it seems to be nice temperature. This morning I was out. I was on our veranda. It's a patio all closed, and looking at the bright sun. My dogs were outside, and it seems very nice. So I'll be going outside a little later today, walk the dogs maybe, or I don't know. I'll do something of my day.
This is a wonderful start of my day. I will say, I love that you mentioned we met on Clubhouse.
Yeah. I don't know what I know. A lot of people don't know Clubhouse, but Clubhouse has been a great place to meet people. I mean, we met there, so there you go. It's as simple as that.
I still am very heartfelt, and the room we met in is Heart Talks, right?
Heart Talks, yeah. We met at Heart Talks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna free publicity. Robin's not here, but free publicity for Heart Talks. Anybody know Clubhouse? If you know Clubhouse, well, you gotta follow Heart Talks Club. And if you don't know Clubhouse, well, what are you waiting for? You just get the app Clubhouse, you sign up, and once you're in, well, you type Clubhouse and you type Heart Talks and you follow the Heart Talks Club.
Yeah.
And then you also you tape it you tape it Joanie Acolla and you follow her because she's so amazing. So there you go. So you already got one person you can follow on Clubhouse.
You.
Oh yeah, well they could also follow me if they want to.
I love it. I love it. No, Clubhouse has been a huge since February. I started exploring what it's all about, and navigating the platform is, delicate. You have to really discover. You can actually discover who you are if you're finding yourself in any questionable moment or place in time where you just like want to discover a new career path, a new, learn more about who you are in the world at large. How can you play a bigger role, or how do you stand out? Basically, you can find anything, and that's what is the beautiful thing is the exploration of self onto Clubhouse. And one of the things that I loved about being on Clubhouse was it helped me, even me, who I thought I had a voice, discover more of a voice. So I love that. I love it more than anything. And writing and my writing skills. It's like I'm amazed at how I'm leveling up with a lot of the things, a lot of the skill sets that I thought I was already good at, but now I'm like, you surround yourself with people who are just a little better, or if not more better, more better than you are, and you want to thrive and grow and become a much more impactful person, I think.
Yeah, I think Clubhouse does that. It brings a certain confidence because people who let's say I know we know that the first fear people have is talking in public.
Yes.
But when you're on Clubhouse, I mean, yes, you may be shy the first few times to go on stage, like they say, and talk. But once you do it, I mean, you realize that you feel at ease in most rooms. There are some rooms that are well, but you don't go there. That's all, but people are welcomed at Hard Talks. But you can say whatever you want, and it's accepted, and it makes gives you so much confidence that when you start talking, well, you talk with more passion, and it builds up. I know that you gave a talk in a speaking room soon. Yes, soon.
Yesterday?
Yeah,
When
was it
was that?
yesterday? I don't know. When was it? You gave a talk, or is it going to happen in the future?
There's a lot of things happening in the
I
future.
yeah, yeah, I know.
We can talk about all of it.
I mean, if we were to talk about every single thing that's happening, just about you and about me and about Club, I mean, we'd be here until tomorrow, until
Oh
not
my
tomorrow,
God. I know
after
you
tomorrow.
and I
We'd be
like
here for a week.
that is the one thing that you and I both came together on, is that our creative minds are constantly spinning, even while we're sleeping.
I mean, the interesting thing, people, about me and Joanie. I mean, we think the same thing at the same time, and when we chat to each other, we're sending ourselves the same phrases.
Same
Oh,
text.
God.
Oh, but here's the best part. Yesterday, we learned that we eat our eggs in the morning the same exact way.
I've been eating those eggs since I'm like 7, you know.
I've been eating my eggs like that forever. I
I
can't.
mean, what are the odds? I mean, I remember the first time I was married with my wife, and actually I wasn't married yet, but she was surprised at the way I did my eggs in the morning. Put hot pepper and everything. And we went into this restaurant where we used to go every single morning for breakfast. Every morning we'd go there, and the people, and I'd actually ask the guy, "Can you put hot pepper?" And he did exactly what I wanted. We went there so often that actually when we walked in, we didn't have to order anymore because he'd prepare my meal. But it's
It can
surprising.
ruin your day. If someone makes and prepares your breakfast the wrong way.
Yeah. And what's your favorite go-to order restaurant in your region?
Order?
Yeah, go-to order, whatever. What's your favorite restaurant in
Shay Joan?
J. Jones?
Shay Joanie?
Okay. Chez Joanie.
Shay Joanie?
Chez Joanie. So let's all go to Chez Joanie. Do you have enough space for everyone?
You know what? I've always had a dream of preparing food and having a buffet every Sunday and having my friends come over and just having little tables set up so that everybody can just and then have a meal, but then like create a fundraiser for our local like what we call mutual concerns, which is where it's a community center where they take care of the elderly in our community. And I always thought about doing that.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
don't have a big enough yard though, or a big enough porch for that. But still,
That's so awesome. I'm the kind of guy myself when I receive people, I go grandiose all the time. So big buffets.
I really do like my own cooking.
You
I
do.
have to say, like when I go out to eat, it's usually about discovering the food and the texture, a new food or a flavor that I have never tried before.
That's
And
awesome.
that's probably it, because then I like to go back home and see if I can recreate it with, with my whatever I have in my kitchen. This is the challenge I set up for myself, usually on a day-to-day basis.
So there you go, people. You just go try something. If you like it, you come back home and make it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
as simple as that.
I think that's just the way my mind thinks. I think I construct, I build, and I pick apart, I analyze, and I try to figure it out, and then recreate something. Not, some people say everything's been done. I don't. I think that's like a defeatist
Yeah.
perspective. I think there's so much more to be done in this world, right?
And that's why you're a
That's what you're
visionary.
doing. You created this beautiful platform.
Well, I didn't create the platform. I just use it, but
Right. Well,
but I understand exactly what you're saying.
yeah.
And because of this, because of the fact that you're a visionary, what is it that makes you thrive?
Thrive.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say I would. I thrive. I thrive in nature. That's it. I mean, I would say I derive a lot of my creativity from nature. Um, I get. I. It's the earth. It's all the elements that come together that just astound me. That we're able to still, like, as human beings, breathe the air, create fire. Uh, water. Our bodies are complete, like 75% of water, and yet and we're so connected to, and some of us are many of us are disconnected, but I think I thrive in a natural environment. I was living in Manhattan for about 2 years, and it was almost like I became like this speck, like this little dot. Like I was so disconnected, and I think I was like the first time in my life I ever felt very lonely and depressed. I was surrounded, by hundreds of millions of people. You say, how can you be so lonely? Well, it's possible to be lonely in a place where there's millions of people around you. So,
Connections with people are not always the easiest thing.
and that's another thing is I do thrive in with my relationships. I'm like a magnet to artists in my community and beyond. So I'd say I thrive when I can connect with someone on an intellectual and also creative level, and see like where we can connect our dots so that maybe there's something new and different that we haven't explored and we can create together. And that's not always the case, but if your desire, if your love is cooking, I know you and I would be amazing in the kitchen, right? We would find some way to combine our spices, you chop, I'll saute, so it's a lot of collaboration. I thrive in that environment. It's just, that's creativity. The more I can, and I'm not like I would say that I'm the opposite of what they call a vampire, energy vampire. I give out energy, so but I'm also very careful not to give it all away.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess you have to keep some for you, but that makes you a very curious person.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
what are you curious about, like right now?
Right now,
What? Well, right now. I mean, in the days that are, is there something that's piquing your interest?
well, aside from what was in that little squirrel's mouth that just carried by, I was wondering what was in his mouth. Um, the world, that's a big place. Well, there's a lot of different projects I'm working on. So a lot of on any given day, depending on what I'm doing, I do get an inspiration. I guess it's like lightning strikes, and that inspiration drives me into any number of directions. So, um, gosh, I'm always very much, like you mentioned, I'm very much concerned about the environment. I'm not at the forefront of like exploration on environmental solutions for where our planet is going. Very conscious about what I have in my own home, like how I live my life. I have a 0 carbon footprint when it comes to motor vehicles. I haven't had a car in over 15 years. So it's the future of our planet, the health of our planet, and the health of the human being and how we as humans connect with that is probably, and I do a lot of this work all up here until it's ready to be pushed out there into the world. As they say, like, you're a magnet to what your thinking is. Like, if you think, you will attract. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction, and energy attracts like energy. Hello, you could be my twin.
Well, I don't know, mate. I'm not a magnet like you are.
You are. I don't speak French or 5 other languages, but I could probably dream in them.
Yeah, why not? Well, yeah, dreaming. I know, dreaming. I know.
Yeah, no, I think that there's a lot to be said for, helping or securing a future for the children. I think that's a very big one right now for me. I'm working on a couple little projects that educate children in the middle school, ages 10 to 13, which I think is a very, very important age. You have a daughter, correct?
Yeah, well, I have a 31-year-old daughter, effectively. Yeah, she's not a teenager anymore.
Oh,
But
okay.
yes, I do.
Okay, so you remember when she was a teenager, how influential they are, right? They have peer pressure. They're concerned about, themselves. They're awkward. They're growing in different ways. So it's like, if you can get them when they're that young and understand, sort of inspire them to sort of see beyond what's in front of them, and before they get to the high school, before their bodies go through the changes, before the peer pressure is so great, before they lose that little bit of innocence, that innocence that they have is just so sweet. I'm working on a little project right now which sort of encourages and empowers them to know that they have choices in front of them, that it's not always this way, and to ask questions, and not in a way that goes against the grain of society. You're going to ask a question in class, of course, you're going to ask the questions that are important, pertaining to the class. You don't want to be the rebel. Always. I was the rebel.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
You probably.
The devil years over here. See, you didn't have angel wings back then.
Oh, I did. I always had angel wings. I think I always had them.
Well, I'm saying that because Joanie has angel wings because of her. Your angel wings, did they come because of the World Humor Network?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
That is actually the logo for one of the project, another project that I'm working on. It's all about layering, right? So the Healing Headbands Project, which is the organization, the nonprofit that you mentioned in the early on.
Where am I? Oh, I don't have them with me. I could have showed them.
I have some I can show later. That nonprofit has been it took 6 years to build it to where it is right now. And from where we are, we're situated where we can now give back to communities, to other nonprofits as a foundation. So what we're working on, I'm taking that and like spinning it into workshops for schools and workshops for communities for young children. This going back to the teens, taking the program and sort of just not changing it 100%. It's right now, it's called the Laugh, Create, Heal workshop, where we use laughter and we have arts and we combine them and we create a product where you can actually wear. So, why would you not want to wear something you made that brings joy to you every single time you wear it, right? So, but this is a more of an empowerment program, I think, and that's where these children really need to see that they have the power within themselves to use the tools, whether it's laughter or their art, and whatever that art is. You might be a phenomenal basketball player, or sports might be your thing, or acting might be your thing, but just to find that and discover that at that young age, because I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, because I see evidence of it everywhere, that when you're 10 years old, you know exactly what you're going to be when you grow up.
Oh my God, I so agree with you. So agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, what were you doing when you were 10, Robert?
Uh, I wasn't doing what I was now, but there was one thing but there was one thing I used to like, is like I used to like to talk, but I was stopped. I was not allowed to talk. But that was what I wanted to do, just talk. And so I had to talk. I was always in the mode of talking. I'd wake up in the morning and just talking. And I was told to shut up, shut up, shut up. But yeah.
I think you and I were twins.
So today I like to talk. I like to talk to people because it's so fun. It's so fun. I guess that's why I'm in retail, because I mean I get to meet so many people. But that's yeah.
I feel the same. I love, when I was 10 years old, I was designing space. I was taking boxes. I was taking, like, my father would, get a shipment or something, and I'd take the box and I'd divide it and create little environments inside dioramic boxes and floor plans. And before I even knew, was recreating like little rooms for my little people, out of paper and out of cardboard, whatever I could find. And I loved that, but I also did like to talk, and that's one of the reasons why I was always getting sent to the principal's office
Well, let's not go there.
many times.
So you weren't always a good girl.
I, I,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does happen. If you were I don't know, if you were to go out and start again, what do you wish you would have known?
hmm,
Hmm.
what I wish I would have known starting all over again. Oh, first of all, I would like to have been born with 20/20 vision,
Oh, okay.
because I think the first five years of my life were completely a blur.
Oh,
So to start all over again, going to birth, yeah, that's what I think. The clarity. I think I would probably want to learn to to um, I don't know. It's hard to. That's a very good question, Robert. There's a lot of different places I could apply this. Um, I would probably want to be a lot more intuitive, like be so much more connected. I'd say has nothing to do with my career path and the way I think, the way I do things has nothing to do with any monetary growth. I'm not money driven. It's not like I see a goal and I seek to help people. I think I've always been that way. So if I could change something, it might be just to be a little more clear as to this, because you can't really see going beyond. Like, if you could see that car coming, would you have stayed in front of it?
I understand what you're
Of
saying.
course not. Hindsight is 20/20, right? So I think I would more than likely just try to be more clear. Can that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, it's like, yeah, I it totally makes sense. It totally
Yeah.
makes sense. When you go back in time and say, oh yeah, of course you could dream. Oh, I would have liked to, but that would be like dreams. You have to go back to making sense. And so you actually you nailed it, like everything you say. uh, and and if the people around you, do you think people misunderstand you, or
Sorry.
it's not a problem?
People misunderstand me? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because I think I talk, um, I think even when I speak, I think I'm misunderstood because the sentences are so, I think my sentences, and this is just me thinking, I'm not plumping myself up in any way, but they're they're rich, right? So there's a lot of space between to take it and go in any direction. So people I think when I speak to them fill in the blanks. They fill in their own blank and they assume their own direction in the conversation. And there's a misunderstanding there. But as a designer, you can't do that. So when I'm designing, I'm always very detailed, very, very analytical. When it comes to creating something new and different, I think it, I draw it, I make it, I process it, and it's out there in the world. But when it comes to communicating to people, there's a little disconnect, I think. I do have a hard time communicating my creative thoughts to others because sometimes you don't know what your audience is going to be and how they're going to think. A lot of the times it's very frustrating. I have a lot of friends who you really do need to show them a three-dimensional object for them to see it, because they really do have to. They're like the show me person, like show it to me, I need to see it. You can't say it, you can't conceptualize it with somebody, a couple, so many people, and then have them really truly understand it unless their mind goes in that direction. So yeah, I think I am misunderstood.
Well, I understand you there, even though maybe I don't. I have to see. I have to see.
Yeah,
People will explain me things, and if I don't see, oh, you've lost me.
that's it, and that's okay. And this is why I pick, as an artist, you create the imagery, you paint it, you make it, you physically make it, and then you can illustrate that to another person. That's the beauty of design. It's amazing to me that everything around us, no matter what it is you touch, was created by. It blows my mind.
It's always the first thought. It comes back
Mhm.
to what you were saying. When you have a dream, and you stick to it all your life, I mean, it will happen. It will happen. And there are things that will not happen, I know that, but I mean, we just saw it just like, I think 2 days ago. William Shatner went to space.
Right.
I mean, in 1966, he was a space captain on TV, and now he went to space, like at the age of 90.
I,
Who
I
would have, who would have thought that possible? I mean,
You know
wow.
what? And as the little 6-year-old William Shatner always wanted to go to
There
space.
you go. I mean, he was my idol when I was young. I mean, my
Oh
father
wow.
my father used to sit down and watch Star Trek, and wow, oh, I wanted to be him. And not anymore, because it's not my credo, but I
Right.
remember that it was part of the adventure, and
William Shatner in space. That's amazing
yeah,
to me.
yeah, that's like, wow.
I wonder where would I go?
Where would you go? Where would you go? Let's say it's possible. Where would you go?
In the whole entire
The whole entire universe.
universe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I would like to go and travel through a wormhole. Like I don't even know what that is, but I'd like if someone said, "Hey, let's go. I have this contraption that we can sit in." I wouldn't want to go by myself. I would want to go with somebody who knew what they were doing. Like, I built this contraption, and all we have to do is, wait for the right time where this
The worm to open.
portal opens, and and then we just sit and It shoots us through a wormhole. I'd love to travel through a wormhole, find out where it leads you on the other side.
Yeah,
And
a little like Stargate, you know.
maybe it'll be you and I on the other side.
Who knows? I mean, maybe it's just a parallel universe out there.
I'll be a man and you could be a woman.
Why not?
Oh my God.
Jeez, we're going everywhere here. So I mean, that's where you get, I guess, all your energy from laughter,
Oh
from
gosh.
thinking these things out, right?
Yeah, the more bizarre, the better.
The
I
more
think.
bizarre, the
I
better.
think
And,
that's.
and is that what brought you to a yoga laughter certified person, or what is a laughter yoga certified leader or whatever? What is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so laughter yoga, the words together are such a new. It's so new. It began in 1995, believe it or not, and with a man by the name of Madan Kataria, and he's from Mumbai, India. He's a doctor, was studying laughter as the best medicine, and to put it through the test, he went to the local park. He took five of his friends, and he said, "Let's see if this works." They just told jokes, joke after joke after joke. They started laughing. 5 people turned to 10. They did it every single day for a week. And by the end of the week, there were like 50 people surrounding them, telling jokes and laughing. And
Wow.
then after a while, what happened was I think that they started running out of jokes, if it's possible. And the women, and of course, some of the jokes started turning off, so they started getting kind of poorly stated. And I think there were a few women who were not happy about that. And he said, "Let me go home and let me think about this." So the next day, literally, that's how this man thinks, Kataria. The next day he came back and said, "I got it. We can laugh. The brain, the mind does not know the difference. And the body does not know the difference between real or fake laughter." And that's a beautiful thing, because even if you smile, your your brain is sending out chemicals that say, "Oh, she's happy. All right, we're going to send out some dopamine or some serotonin," right? And flood her system. The longer she stays like that, the more of that I'll be flooding through your body. And so what he did was he designed these just exercises that would encourage laughter. So let's, for example, do an exercise. There's intentional laughter, and then that intentional laughter turns to real laughter. So you have to start somewhere, and he's notorious for saying, "Fake it till you make it." And that's true. If you can fake a laugh, that eventually turns into real laughter. Now, what happens is, if you're doing this by yourself, you can be really good at it. You can be really. There's a truck coming. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. It's a U-Haul truck. So just like ha 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 ha, right? Um, if you can fake it, you can be really. If you get really
Riding out the ramp.
or delivering something. So anyway, so these exercises look like an everyday thing. So you try to discover ways around you. So putting on glasses with a laugh, taking glasses off with a laugh, buttoning your shirt. Oh, my button broke. Just being creative and shifting is, and so Madame Kataria developed hundreds of these different exercises, so that people, and then people started getting inspired, and they started developing their own, and you name it, you can put a laugh to it. And these are the exercises that are proven to encourage groups of people, individuals, to laugh. And so laughter yoga, so this is where the yoga comes in. His wife was a yoga instructor. And one of the things she noticed is that with the laughter is all about the breath. So when you're laughing, you're like a really good, deep, hearty belly laugh starts from the diaphragm. And so you're pushing all that air out. You're inhaling and pushing all that air out with a laugh.
you're gonna have me cramp
You
over
got
here.
all the air out, you know? That was really bizarre. So, but you do that in front of a few people and they're like, what? Some people are like, what the hell's wrong with her? You know, like, but then other people might laugh, right? So you push all your air out and you inhale. And yoga's about breath. So it's a controlled breathing. So what he developed was this course where you can get certified to teach or learn and then teach others to laugh with applied, really specialized breathing exercises. And some of them are really fun. I mean, all of them are fun, actually, when you find the ones that really work for you. Because not every laughter exercise is going to work for you. Like some of them I roll my eyes at. I'm like, come on, we have to we're going to be making a milkshake again, you know, oh, we have to talk on our phone. No, but even that is funny. Let's drink coffee together and laugh.
Oh, let's drink coffee together and laugh. There you go.
You can blow bubbles in your coffee.
No, that's gonna go all over. Then it'll be really funny.
You can spit it all out. So it's all about, so laughter yoga started as a movement, and there's thousands and thousands. I probably about 3,000 clubs all around the country, the world, and growing. And so I've not met the man. I have had a couple of opportunities to, but I've been certified through a couple of different schools. One was the Madhankacharya World, it's like Laughter Yoga USA. So if anybody's interested in going to that website, if they're interested in anything laughter, it helps depression. I'm telling you, it helps a lot of people heal through the process of laughter helps people heal. And whether they want it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't want to laugh. Well, why not?
I just saw a video on TikTok, I maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's the guy in the metro who just starts laughing and looking at his pad, and it's all filmed, of course. And then you see the people on, they all start laughing. I was actually cracked up also, and I was just looking at this, so I had to share. But it's contagious. It's contagious.
It is. And
I mean, we've done that actually, right? You remember that?
There's a lot of time. It also depends on who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yes.
I could be laughing, at for whatever reason, and the people I'm with just don't get it, or they don't have that capacity to force their laughter, so it feels silly to them, or they feel awkward. People might be looking at them, and then there's a lot to be said for drawing attention to yourself when you're laughing in public. It's as probably as vulnerable as you can get, because I think deep down we all want to laugh, we all want to feel good, and we're crying out for that, And one of the things, there's a really great joke. I don't tell jokes ever. I don't tell jokes, Robert, because I never get the punchline just right, because it's all about timing. But I love this one joke. And if I might tell you, here comes another truck.
Here it comes. Is that a joke?
It's just another. This is like Truck Central.
Okay, it's deliveries today. Everybody's being delivered. So
here it comes. Oh no, it's making a turn.
Okay, there you go.
You blow up the truck. Okay, so here's this great little joke. A man walks into a doctor's office, right? And the doctor cracks a joke. And the guy says, "Don't do that." And he says, "What? Don't make me laugh." And he's like, "There's nothing wrong with it. Why? Just don't make me laugh." Fine. Goes back to the doctor's office a week later for another checkup. Doctor makes him laugh again. The guy screams, "Don't do that." He goes, "Why do you keep doing that?" He goes, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" He's like, "Oh, you're making me laugh. I don't want to laugh. Stop." So he doesn't make him laugh. And then the next week he goes back for another checkup, and finally he says, Doc, I've been telling you, just stop making me laugh. Why do you keep doing that? He's like, I just want to make you laugh. He goes, I don't want to laugh. He goes, why don't you want to laugh? He goes, because when I laugh, I'm not depressed anymore. Bottom line. And that's the easiest joke that illustrates what laughter does.
That's awesome.
Laughter is sunshine.
I just noticed, because we're talking laughter. I noticed that I was laughing, but I was laughing at a silent mode. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between silent laughter and loud laughter?
Well, there's, you name it, there's a laugh sound, and there's a laugh, like, how the air comes out and what's going on in the glottis. This is like little flap that opens and closes that looks like this. This is how I illustrate it to the children when I talk to the kids. It goes ha 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 ha. It opens and closes, and how that opens and closes is how you laugh at any particular thing. So yes, there's silent laughter, like if you're in the library or on a public transportation. There's bursting out laughter. It's like this. Some people laugh with their whole body. There's, and how you laugh. There's a lot to be said for how you. You know what? What? Hey, you just gave me an idea.
She's gonna study laughter now.
Well, I think it might have been done already. Look at this. My hair is getting all messy.
Probably.
But the psychology of laughter, and like how someone laughs, you can tell a lot about a person by how they laugh.
Okay.
So how do you laugh?
Well, I laugh differently, because right now I noticed I was laughing silently, because
Why?
I don't know why, but I was like laughing silently. But there are many times that when I laughed, I mean, probably the next door neighbor can hear me.
Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses I'm surrounded by early in the morning. Every one of them can hear me, and I, you know what? You have to be like, somebody's either getting annoyed or they're laughing with you, and that's the chance you take when it comes to laughing out loud. So when you do silent laughter, at least you're saving someone else.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to express yourself. I mean, laugh loud. Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
I know, I understand people like they don't want to be exposed, so they're walking in a shopping center, and the friend that they're with gives out a joke, and they want to laugh, but they're holding back because they're people, and they don't want the people to see that they're happy. Or I don't know. I mean, well, laugh out loud. Laugh. I mean, LOL is because it's laugh out loud. Just laugh.
Yeah, I think that's a repression of emotion. I think that a lot of people still walk around with. It's all about what others might think and bringing attention to yourself. And laughter is the number one way to do it, especially if you're laughing out loud. And you know what? If we laughed more, if the societies that we live in laughed more, I think we'd definitely be on the right track to healing the environment, so to speak. And you know what? It is frowned upon. It's an old standard. It's an old stigma where the CEO, the boss of an organization, the people at the top have to be seen as serious, and they can't be like showing their true emotional self. And laughter is it's the most expressive we can become, or be, aside from crying, which very much has the same emotional levels, right? So laughter leads to tears because it has the same emotional impress on our bodies, our tear ducts. It's like our brain doesn't know the difference sometimes between laughter and the emotion that comes with the laugh, and also the emotions that come with crying. And so, yeah, this is like something people at the top can't show, and they're
But they
just
should. But they should.
they should, and there's a lot of studies now that say that laughter at the top gain more. Those who can laugh with their employees gain a lot more respect from their employees. So laugh more. Is that backwards or no? It's
Oh,
forwards.
ha ha ha! You see it backwards, but I see it frontwards.
Okay. And that's another thing is having little reminders around your house. I have like tons of that. Ha 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 ho ho he he he. I have all these little fun things everywhere I look. You just have little reminders
Do you
around.
create them? Do you build those yourself?
Yeah, I made that.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
Yeah,
so cool. Yeah, it looked like homemade.
it
So
is. I did it when we had our fundraiser, our fundraiser.
you want to talk about your fundraiser? Or is it still active, or it's like?
I made a fun. We Healing Headbands produced 3 different fundraisers. 18, 19, 2018, 19, and 20.
Okay.
Yeah, right before the pandemic. And they were beautifully well done. We raised a lot of money for the organization to the point where we can say it's now a foundation. Like we can just say we can now bring it to more people, create more product, create more ways to get it out there. And that's a beautiful thing. Fundraisers are a lot of fun and a lot of work. And it was in person, and we turned it into where the people who came were immersed in the arts. It wasn't just painting, it was poetry, it was comedy, it was dancing, and it was art. And so they were immersed in every aspect of it. They were surrounded by art, basically. And it was new, it was a little different. They were actually able to create art as well. And by the end of the night, we had a mural up that everybody created with humor, with laughter. So we had a mime. We had a lot of fun things. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. We are currently, like I said, we're working on a lot of different projects right now. Working on a virtual workshop for people to combine, to get together just like this in groups. We work with the Girl Scouts of America.
That's awesome.
They're like our little minion. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Yeah, the program can go pretty much anywhere.
I just love the fact that you're working with the teenagers and the youngs, because I mean they're basically our next leaders.
That's right.
So I mean we have to give them the good values. I mean, and I actually talk at schools and at teenage houses over here about the values, because it's like it's the only way we can give back.
Yeah.
We have to give back to them and
Mm-hmm.
teach them the right way, because I think it was lost in the schooling services or whatever. It's like it was lost somewhere. So it's so great to see people that are wanting to give back to the children and build.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's such an important the ages 8, I say 10 to 13, but really it's like 8 to 13 that they're just so ready to. They're not quite sure, but yet they don't know what to, and then if they just have the right amount of guidance, I think it's important just to be able to direct them,
I so agree with you, and we've been talking so long right now, but I just like, yeah, I know I can go on all day, but I know you got a train to catch later.
Oh my gosh, that's right, I have a train to catch.
Yeah, but there's one last thing I'd like to know. What makes you feel inspired, or like be your best self? What inspires you to be your best self?
things like this. Like,
Ah.
I really do. I think that when you connect with people who really get you, and you play this wonderful game and this dance of conversation and ideas, and you can throw things back and forth, and they do understand, and um, like I'll go back to nature every time because uh, I was saying this. One of my favorite poems is by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud, and every time I look up in the sky and I see a cloud, it just is a reminder that everything is changing around me. You look at a cloud for 1 second, you move away, you turn your head, and turn back and look at it. It's completely different, and that's life right there. It's just if you want to remember that um, everything is changing. It's never static. It's not static. So um, yeah, the going back, let's say going back home and recalling that moment and experience and whatever that I apply that to, whether it gives me happiness, right? Say if you can remember a moment that give you joy and you can bring that back with you wherever you are. You could be in a hospital, you could be on a train, you could be in a car in traffic, you could be um, in your own home with chaos happening around you. You have this amazing, we all have this ability, but it's a tool and you need to train it to tap into that moment of joy that you recall, or being in presence of that beautiful thing, whether it was a cloud in the sky or a child playing in a park or watching your dog running at the run and catching a ball, whatever brought you joy, bringing it back, taking a breath into it. You always have the tools to stay healthy,
Yeah.
mentally and physically, right? I think that's what inspires me. Just the thought that we have that power, and people inspire me.
I think I understand you, so because I mean you were my first choice for being the first guest on my podcast, and I think I feel the inspiration you get, and that's why I think I was attracted to bringing you here. And not only that, do you see the nice comment over here? You see the comment on the screen? We have someone listening to us.
Who's listening?
Well, do you
Somebody
see?
commented.
Oh, you don't see the comment?
Oh,
Oh,
Trisha.
Trisha, there you go. Here's a second comment also. She just loves the
Oh,
birds. So hi, Trisha.
hi, Trisha. Well, so glad to see that.
And coming back to Trisha, I mean Trisha's part of our Heart Talks group, right? And you're leaving today in very soon to go meet people from our group.
I am. I'm
Real
going into.
life.
I'm going to get on a train, and I'm going to go see our famous Heart Talk leader, Nina. Share.
Chirac or
Sarah.
Chirac.
Yes.
I have no idea. I mean, I call you Joanie instead of
Joanie, I
Joanie.
know we all have these wonderful little nicknames for each other. And also Charlie Fresco.
Charlie.
He is another Heart Talks individual. So I'm really excited, very excited. Nina came all the way up from Pennsylvania to New York, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to see. We have a very short window of time, but it'll be so, you know, it'll. Like, I'm just
I'm
looking forward.
so happy and jealous at the
I
same
know.
time.
So I know
I
that.
just can't wait for people to come here to Quebec.
Well, we can right when they open it. It's
Yeah.
not opened yet.
Nah,
No.
nah, nah.
Yeah.
We're still in country.
I'm so happy that you asked me too, Robert. That's so just so I'm touched by it. Thank you.
Joanie, because I like to call you Joanie. Joanie, was such a pleasure having you with us here on this first guest invitee podcast, whatever. And you'll probably be on here once again in the future. I will be going through many guests I want to have a guest a week.
Okay.
It's very time consuming though. I noticed I had put out 2 podcasts per week for 2 or 3 weeks, and I said no, I can't do it. It's just impossible because I'm like you. I have many projects but sometimes too many.
Yeah, no, I feel that too, and I have a one of the things I want to work on, which is the World Humor Network. That's maybe we have to talk about that. I'm very curious to know the process of this podcasting, because what you're doing is amazing. I see all your posts; they're so professional, they're so beautifully done. I don't know how you do it.
That's secret of the code. No, actually, someone does that for me.
Oh,
Well, not all of them, but some are done
they're so
by
well done. They're really,
I used to do them all. Take not no no. Wait, that's I used to do everything. So I used to reduce my time. So now I have more time to do this because
right.
if I want because I'm opening up a podcast in French also. So that means I'm going to have the English version and the French version. So that's going to be
Nice.
2 interviews per week.
Wow,
So that is time consuming, and
that's
that's why they go live, because right now this one is live just on YouTube and nobody knows except for Tricia, because I told her last night. But
we told that room last night. That
that's
was
it. We told the whole room, but it like it faded off. That's okay,
right.
because it'll basically be on my podcast platform only on Monday.
Well, they're probably saying, "Where's Joan and Robert?"
And Trisha, or
And she's like,
unless she's still in the room with everyone right
"Oh,
now.
I
I don't
think
know. I
Trisha's like,
haven't
keep
opened
going."
Clubhouse this morning, so so Joanie, I'm gonna let you go because you got to get prepared and
Yeah,
you got
like I didn't look at this hair.
you're beautiful. You don't need anything more. But I will let you go, and I will never thank you enough for having
No, this
accepted
is
this
so much fun.
invitation.
Yeah, we
And
have to. You know what I want to do though? I'll tell you what this is my.
shoot,
I want to encourage people to laugh daily, and to at whatever time, like 1 minute of laughter, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever. If they need help laughing, I can help you do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you know somebody who needs a little bit of like kickstart in the morning, this person will do it.
so you already do the 30-day challenge video, and you're way more better than me at it, because I mean I stopped. I didn't stop, but I stopped you because I didn't count. I do videos, I do lives, and okay, I didn't count. So I'm gonna have to become more serious on that challenge. But I did see you. So you should make a video where you live just 1 minute, 2 minutes every day.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm still trying. That's part of the 30-day video challenge, is just discovering this voice of mine. Like, I thought I had a voice, but not. Right? But when you're looking at yourself and you're projecting yourself, it's a whole nother world. And then you have to have something that someone's interested in talking about, right?
Yeah, I know. It's and there are so many things we can talk about that we get lost.
Yeah, I know. We're getting into 1 hour almost. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's 58 minutes and 10 seconds we've been talking. Well, actually, we talked more because we had like a
A
5, 10
little bit
minutes.
of backside. Yeah.
Yeah, which was great. I should have started recording right away. But you know, I'm gonna get into the great mood in the future. I'll be even better. But I'm so happy. I'm
Still
so
here.
yeah,
This is what. Oh, she's still here.
this is what I like about this platform, because people can comment and we see them.
I love that, and
We see that.
Patricia and I have had some really great conversations like this, like on Zoom, and
Oh, that's so awesome. I mean, and she's in girl guides also, right? So
Girl
that's
Guides, which
that.
is we talked about a lot. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I have to get going. I've got to.
I have to let you go also. But I can continue all day, but we're going to close this up. So let me just. You want to say the departing words for our audience?
Oh my goodness, that. Well, I want to say thank you to Robert for inviting me to Love, Life, and Work, which is an incredible podcast which covers a broad range of topics. You will have so much fun. You will be engaged, and you will be like laughing and talking about life and talking about work and how you can manage all those things and still come above come above breathing and smiling and enjoying your life. So Robert is an amazing human being who has put this platform together so that we can all share our thoughts about what it's like to love, love life, and love work.
Yeah. Thank, thank you so much. So this is it, people. We'll be closing off this great podcast, and we love you all. Thank you for listening till the end, and don't hesitate to follow my podcast. Follow Joni on the social networks. Find her, Joanie Acolla,
Joanie
or
Acolla, just
she's
yeah.
easy to find, and you can follow me if you want to. Also, I mean, I don't really mind.
There's only one of you, Robert. There's only one of you.
And thank you very much. And share in your networks, because maybe our conversation we had here was interesting enough that people in your own networks may like it. So we love you all. Thank you for listening, and bye bye, everyone.
Thanks, Robert.